Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit your main man up with a super chat. But let's get to it. If you see lately or today, XRP is up 11.5%. And the Clarity Act hasn't even passed yet. So it's only a matter of time before things really get going. What's the act? So once the Clarity Act starts pushing, is when we will start to see massive returns. But thanks for joining. Happy New Year. And it looks like we are actually finally getting some returns on XRP. So we're going to get into that in a second. Let's start the screen share and see what we can see. So this is, of course, our sponsor. Excuse me. This is our sponsor, Caleb and Brown. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And of course, this is our sponsor, Caleb and Brown. Caleb and Brown is a crypto brokerage. So make sure if you're new to crypto, you can use my link in the description to sign up for Caleb and Brown. Caleb and Brown is a crypto brokerage. They also self-custody your crypto and will help you along the crypto journey, giving you a one-on-one broker, the same person you talk to all the time, to help you out on your crypto journey. And also, you don't have to worry about losing your crypto because they do self-custody, so they actually hold it, and you get 24/7 support. So let me know what you guys think about that. If you're using Caleb and Brown is regulated, and Caleb and Brown is a safe alternative. So moving forward, let's look at the bubbles. So on the crypto bubbles, we have Virtuals is up 25.8%. XCN, which is going crazy today, is up 46% on the day, 8.7 on the hour, 73.8% on the week, 61.9 on the month, and up 197% on the year. And I was just talking to a couple friends of mine, and they were talking about what's going on with crypto. And I mentioned to them, this is what we've been waiting for, right? This is what we've been holding on to. SUI is up 11.6% on the day, 6.7 on the hour, 33.5 on the week, 23.9 on the month, and still down 63.8 on the year. So let me know what you guys think about that. IO Z is up 7.4. ZBCN is up 4.2. ZAN is up 6%. Osmosis is up 3.1. Radiant's up 8%. Cardano's up 5.4. Dash is up 2.1. MOG is up 2.8. Binance is up 2.1. Filecoin is up 7%. Chrono, which is the crypto.com, is up 3.7. Algorand is up 2.7. Render's up 15.2%. Casper's up 4.7. Litecoin is up 2.6. XPR is up 8% on the day, down 0.1 on the hour, up 21% on the week, up 1% on the month, and up 141% on the year. Let's keep it moving. Arcam's up 6%. Flare's up 6%. World Mobile Token is up 1% on the day, 0.2 on the hour, 14.2 on the week, down 35.5 on the month, and down 87.3 on the year. That's weird because the year just started, actually. Metal is up 3.4. Bonk is up 3.2. CVX is up 4.1%. Aleo's up 1.9. Pith is up 4.7. XLM is up 7.9. Aerodrome Financial is up 6.5. Ingest is up 5.9. FIT is up 11.2. Nautilus is up 13.1. Nexo is up 4.6. POW is up 18.7. Stronghold is up 5.8 on the day, 2% on the hour, 52% on the week, 0.1 on the month, and down 29% on the year. TON is up 1.5. Putty Penguin is up 5.6. Cubic is up 2.5. Near is up 3.3. Ondo's up 4.8. Looks like a pretty good day in the market so far. HBAR is up 3.6. AIXBT's up 4%. TIA's up 4.3. Hash flow is up 2.8. Let's see here. Looking at the big boys, Bitcoin is up 3.5%, unchanged on the day, up 8.2 on the week, up 4.1 on the month, and still down 3.9% on the year. Currently, we're at 94,356. So things have been finally starting to come back to the market. So that's Bitcoin. Ethereum is up 3.4 on the day, 0.5 on the hour, 10.7 on the week, 6.7 on the month, and down 11.3 on the year to 3,422. So we're back over the 3,000 mark, and we are pushing strong. So let me know what you guys think about that. That's Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Solana. I just seen Solana's up 3.8 on the day, unchanged on the hour, up 12.9 on the week, up 4.7 for the month, and still down 35.9 on the year to $138.8, $138.82 actually. And XRP is up 10.7 on the day, 1.5 on the hour, 23.5 on the week, 14.1 on the month, and down 4.5 on the year. So we're at $3.31. So, of course, XRP is finally starting to move and move pretty rapidly. Let's check out this article real quick. Ripple's fast, scalable, and bank ready. Ripple is the digital XRP. The digital asset XRP has emerged as the leading candidate for global adoption in cross-border payments. Crypto investor and founder of Moon Pursuit Capital. I think Ripple could be the next Bitcoin if it beats Bitcoin in transaction speed. XRP's transaction settlement in just 3 to 5 seconds and costs only a fraction of a cent. In comparisons, Bitcoin transactions take 10 to 60 minutes, and traditionally SWIFT transfers may take up to 5 business days. Ripple's speed and low costs make it attractive for banks and financial institutions looking to move money efficiently worldwide. Over 300 institutions have already adopted Ripple's technology, highlighting its growth influence in the financial sector. With its on-demand liquidity, ODL service, Ripple could potentially replace SWIFT as the global leader in money transfer by enabling rapid cross-border payments without the need for a pre-funded account. And this is XRP's trading volume explodes on BitCub as a local XRP price rally turning into a global trend. Digital asset trading is facing a period of intense price swings as 2026 begins. Thailand's primary exchange, BitCub, has officially notified its users about a sudden increase in trading activity and rapid price changes for XRP USD. The notification highlights a sensitive movement for the market where global sentiment and high local demand are colliding. BitCub flagged rising price volatility. The exchange issued a formal warning after XRP recorded an average price movement of 5.51% within 24 hours. During the period, the price moved between a low of 63.90 BAHT and a high of 68.2 BAC, I guess. The alerts are meant to help traders stay aware of aggressive intraday behavior that can lead to unexpected losses if you're not careful with their positions. Participation on BitCub platform has reached 1.9 million XRP in trading volume during the volatile window. Large amounts of trading can often make prices feel more extreme as investors react to short-term momentum. Analysts suggest that the surge is currently being driven by immediate market interest rather than changes in long-term fundamentals of the project. Moreover, the activity in Thailand is part of a larger international trend. Globally, XRP was trading near $2.14 on January 5th, 2026, making daily gains about 5% because price on different exchanges tend to follow each other through arbitration. The strong performance on the world stage is putting direct pressure on local platforms like BitCub to keep pace. Technical charts from late December through early January show many investors are still looking for entry points. Even when the price drops temporarily due to profit taking, buyers quickly step back in. This suggests despite warning of sudden swings, there is still a belief among some traders that the upward trend will continue through the rest of the month. Key takeaway. The takeaway for XRP traders in 2026 is starting with high levels of both opportunity and risk. The BitCub alert is a reminder that while the volume is high, the market is currently very sensitive to small changes. Moving forward, the focus will be on whether XRP can break through the next major resistance levels of $2.20 or its current volatility will lead to deeper corrections. For now, the combination of strong global demand and active local trading makes this important time to watch the charts carefully. So that was another article. So let's look at the CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap is showing the market cap is 3.18 trillion with a T, up 1.98%. CMC index is $200.80, up 3.42. Fear and greed is in neutral. We've been in fear for most of the last couple of months and extreme fear, and now we're moving into neutral, which is a good thing. And you can see here, altcoin season is still Bitcoin dominant at 21 versus 100, but the average crypto RSI is 60.64 in overbought territory. So you can see this is what's going on with the prices since we're getting into that oversold or overbought. The prices are rallying. So for XRP on the day, we're at $2.31. We were just at $1.98 last week, guys. Up 10.6% on the day. Market cap is 140.2 billion, up 10.6%. 24-hour trading volume is 5.32 billion, up 68.96%. Somebody was comparing this to stocks. No way stocks are going to be doing this kind of volume, bro. And the XRP ETFs are going crazy. So this is the rich list. Activated accounts are 4.7 million. Burned is 14.2 million. It's showing a breakdown of the different holders, but let's look at the ETFs real quick. So for ETF spots, Bitwise is up 8.19% to $22.20. 24-hour trading volume is 11.26 million. Franklin Templeton XRP ETF is up 8.16% to $21.53. 24-hour trading volume is 8.6 million. Canary Capital is up 8.49% to $21.10. 24-hour trading volume is 5.2 million. Grayscale, the trust ETF is $38.47, up 8.37. 24-hour trading volume is 1.6 million. That's weird. The trading volume is only 1.6 million, but it's the highest ETF so far. And this is XRPR, which is the Grayscale, Rex Offspray, is $16.34, up 9%. Amplify is 23.20 cents, $23.20, up 7.31%. And 21 shares is $19.47, up 8.97%, so almost up 9%. So of the ETFs, looks like the Offspray is up 9%, which is the highest. Currently, in the derivative market, Turcom is up 16%, 16.35% to $11.10. 2X is up 16.63% to $5.75. Trucom's 24-hour trading volume is 16.28 million. Let's go. 24-hour trading volume is 13.5 million. Volatility shares is up 8.61% to $11.48. 6.84 million in 24-hour trading volume. And Pro shares is up 16%, 16.57% to $10.55. And still, there is Coin Share and Wisdom Tree. And someone mentioned, what is this? BlackRock still have not entered the market yet. TJ Blockchain, homie. Oh, what up? What up, TJ? Where you been, bro? Silver Days, what's going on? BTM Crypto News Network, let's go. Let's go, Silver Days. Silver Days, smash the like and subscribe button and go ahead and hit your main man up with a super chat. just trying to keep the lights on the Bitcoin or BTM crypto news network. So let's see, we'll close out the rich list and go over to X, see what the new news is today. So this is XRP update, XRP Ledger major 2026 upgrade includes confidential tokens, native lending protocol, and enhanced privacy for DeFi growth. XRP's transaction volume surged 140%, indicating potential long-term network accumulation and institutional interest despite price stagnation. SWIFT may integrate XRP for faster cross-border transactions amidst growing regulatory clarity and decreasing crypto volatility, enhancing the global payment ecosystem. XRP spot ETFs experience a sizable investor interest with net inflows of 41.6 million, underpinning potential confidence in the XRP strategic growth. Right? Guys are buying in, guys. That's what they're telling you. Folks are buying in, and that's why the price is going. XRP clears the $2 barrier and refuses to look back. And like we've been telling you, once they start running, bro, they're going to keep running, right? So XRP price has surged the $2 mark, currently trading above the $2.10 with recent high of $2.16 before entering a consolidation phase. And if you've been looking at the market, these guys are over $2.31, which is the largest influx of capital to XRP since last year. So moving forward, it's being stuck, it's been consolidating, and now it is time to make that run. XRP spot recorded a net inflow of 41.16 million, signaling growth, a growing investor confidence in the XRP strategic outlook. XRP is outperforming the market, and this was earlier. Bitcoin's up 3.14%. Ethereum was up 2.15. USDC is up 0.001%, and the XRP is up 5.89% to $2.22. And that was earlier because currently it is $2.31. So I wish I knew where he was getting this stat from because it's time to refresh that boy. But keeping it moving, boom. If you didn't see 23 million in global XRP volume in 1 minute from retail, that's not frenzy, it's precise or precision. This is the capital finding speed, cost efficiency across regions behind the flash of year infrastructure, how now beginning to surface. Work now is beginning to surface. So this is the XRP rally is underway. So let's see what he has to say real quick.
I tell you what, folks, call it whatever the heck you want. The coffee is hitting just right this morning. Now, don't you dare call it a bull run. Don't even think of using the word pump. But I tell you what, folks, call it whatever the heck you want. The coffee is hitting just right this morning out of my XRP family mug. I appreciate everybody for stopping by today. XRP officially up 20% from the New Year's Eve low. The market makers making us all look foolish. We had big targets for 2025 and we missed. We missed. Oh boy, we missed. But we still remain right on course, right on path to the destination of a double-digit XRP coming in 2026. Now, don't you dare call it a bull run. Don't even think of using the word pump. But I tell you what, folks, call it whatever the heck you want.
So much as I would like to say it is pumping, just got to be patient and continue to diamond hand, guys. XRP is pumping hard now. That was 2 hours ago, and that was at $2. And I think this is 21, $2.23%. But expect a pullback, guys, because things are running crazy. What up, Crypto Clay? Yo, 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 BTM crew, what's up? Silver Days, my brother. MVGA, US, US, US. So what is MVGA? We'll check that out later. Thanks for joining, Crypto Clay. Wow, Ripple's moving into the U.S. banking infrastructure with a national trust bank filing. XRP is built for what is coming. And there it is, the president himself with the make Venezuela great again. That's hilarious. That is hilarious, Crypto Clay. Yeah, but there is a lot going on in Venezuela, which I think might be affecting the market because with Venezuela and the oil, right? I think Venezuela has 100 million barrels of oil just sitting around in its reserve. So we can get our hands on that reserve. Things are gonna keep going crazy. Who else thinks when XRP makes a bull run, it won't need to depend on news, price changes, buy or sell orders, or court cases? It will just shoot up to the moon by 3,500%. If you like it, I love it. That'd be crazy, but hey, I'm definitely in for that. So this is XRP completes golden cross against Bitcoin. $3 price is next. And that'd be crazy if it hit $3 this week, right? That'd be crazy. But it's coming, right? After some pullback, some weaker hands are going to sail, and then we're going to see what XRP is really doing. This was so much bigger than oil boss level chess move. I think so. I think if we get boots on the ground, you're really going to see some price actions. But we will see how this plays out. XRP completes golden cross against Bitcoin. XRP golden cross has emerged on the Bitcoin chart just days into 2026. And he's right. It's only 5 days, bro. It's only been 5 days. People were talking about it's over. We missed a bull run. The bull run hadn't even started, folks. And this is just from a couple of days into the market. As the influenza virus spreads, we're going to see a lot of changes, right? People are going to start investing with the Venezuela thing. There's a lot of volatility currently. So people are flocking back to crypto just to put their money up in case things get even worse. XRP just posted a key signal on its Bitcoin chart, triggering a speculation on what's coming next. So as people see, right, the FOMO is coming. The FOMO hadn't even started yet, guys. The FOMO is still early. People don't even know for real what XRP is capable of and what it's doing. And once the word gets out, you will see more and more investors creeping in the market, right? More and more retail, more and more institutional FOMO. People are wondering, they don't want to miss out. And you'll see folk starting to come on over. XRP just completed the golden cross of Bitcoin on the 3-hour chart as the 50-day MA has risen above the 200 MA. So 50-day moving average has risen above the 200-day moving average. the first of such on this particular time frame in 2026. Golden cross signals have been appearing on the 1 hour and 2 hour time frames as XRP gains ground against Bitcoin at the 2026 start. And this is also before the Clarity Act passed. Telling you guys, later on this month, there will be some announcements. The act is supposed to pass, right? They're trying to work out the kinks. And when that happens, I think we're going to see some serious price action. But also looming in the background is the what is that? The government shutdown. I think they only extended it through July or through January, which was just through Christmas, right? They had to get the planes back in the air for Christmas, right? Without the government open, the Christmas travel would be crazy, right? It'd be full on pandemonium. And since that happened, we're rolling. We'll see how long this lasts. There might be some black swan event that pulls more liquidity out of the market. But as of now, we are pumping on this first. Is this the first week of 2026? Is this the first week? It is the first Monday in 2026. XRP is posed to mark its fifth day of increase since January 1st. On its USD pairing, the rally has produced a critical breakout, surpassing the daily MA50 on the USD chart for the first time since October. So it ain't been doing nothing the whole October, November, December, and January is here. So I don't know if it's institutional investors pumping or people buying or FOMO starting, but whatever it is, XRP is posed. It's going to hit $3 soon, guys. People are talking about it might hit $10 by the end of the year. Bro, it's going to hit $10 way before the end of the year, especially if it pumps to $3. I think there'll be some selling at $3. I think it'll pull back slightly to maybe $2.50, maybe $2.30, and then it's going to shoot up again. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Keep the comments going. XRP touched the intraday high of $2.16, with the next major resistance above now at $2.56, which coincides with the daily MA of 200. A decisive break above this level remains critical as it would open the pathway towards $3. The first week of 2026. Happy New Year's, folks. Let's get it. Institutional demand for XRP has remained, with the US listed spot XRP ETFs adding 13.5 million in weekly inflows. XRP market cap rose to about 130 billion on the session, now ranking as the fourth largest crypto. I think it fell below Binance and now it bounced back up above Binance. So let me know what you guys think. XRP trading volume explodes on the BitCub is the local price rally into global trends. We looked at that article earlier. XRP jumps while analysts signal bullish setup for Bitcoin. So it begins. Let's see what this article is talking about. Let's check over to the chat real quick. Wonder how much XRP Monero holds. Ours now Bitcoin too. Remember, it's not waterboarding if you use diesel. Definitely not waterboarding if you use diesel. That would be crazy. My number stays at $20 for XRP sometime in 2026. Clay, why so low? But $27 is actually a pretty significant push up from $3. What is that? 14 Wait, $23 in a year? I'm definitely with that, bro. Anything over $5, we live. Or $10 or anything along that lines. So let me know what you guys think about that. XRP jumps while analysts signal bullish setup for Bitcoin. With about 260 million in liquidations of the past day, crypto market edged up with XRP leading gains. Bitcoin traded at the 93,000 mark as short coverings, not fresh longs, dominated flows. Dogecoin, Cardano, and Binance gained on a lighter leverage, while Tron bucked the upward trend. Crypto markets managed to add to earlier gains, with major consolidation and liquidations remaining significantly in favor of shorts, with Ripple XRP leading in gains. With the crypto market witnessing a 260.36 million in liquidations, Ripple jumped to about $2.15, up around 5.3% of the past 24 hours, as liquidations hit nearly 111.1 million to the upside, as per CoinGlass data. On Stockwitz, retail sentiment around XRP improved to extremely bullish from bullish zone, as shattered levels remain in the high levels over the past day. Bitcoin was trading at 94,060 as of Sunday night, up 2.1% over the previous 24 hours. Liquidations were held against with 91.6 million in Bitcoin positions being liquidated, dominating by shorts worth of 86.3 million. Bitcoin remains comfortably above the intraday low of 90K, with leverage data suggesting forced shorts coming as opposed to aggressive new long positionings led to price action. On Stockwitz, retail sentiment around Bitcoin also improved to extremely bullish from bullish zone, with chatter at the normal levels over the past day. Analysts hopefully bullish about the Bitcoin breakout. And people are saying Bitcoin might run again, right? Get over 100,000 and keep pushing. So let me know what you think. Analysts are looking at Bitcoin's setup as mostly positive. However, there's a clear divide between long-term structural optimism and short-term technical validation. For instance, James Easton pointed out that the realized capital has increased sharply due to new whales. He said these new massive buyers can potentially lead to higher prices if trend continues. At the same time, macro technical traders level 941 reiterated that the overall Bitcoin uptrend is still going strong, even if there has been several over 30% drawdowns in the cycle. 144K, I will be vindicated. Nothing has changed but your emotions. No further questions, pigeon. I don't know what the pigeon part means, but hey. So that recent volatility is due to emotional positioning rather than breakout in the market structure. However, they warn that follow through will still depend on Bitcoin's staying above the important trend level and proving its strength beyond short-term rallies by liquidations. For now, level 941 says Bitcoin could reach 144,000. Altcoins turned green as Bitcoin reclaimed the 93K, with Bitcoin dominance at 57%. It often suggests positive market sentiment on altcoins. Ethereum stood at nearly 3,193, or about 1.6% higher on the day. Ethereum experienced approximately 51.7 million in total liquidations, with the majority belonging to shorts worth around 44.3 mil won. This often indicates that the upside was still driven by leverage. On stock widths, retail sentiment around Ethereum improved from neutral to bullish territory, accompanied by normal chatter levels over the day. Solana hovered around 136.9, adding 2.2% as liquidations reached approximately 100 or 11.7 million, mostly from shorts on stock widths. Retail sentiment around Solana's changed from bullish to neutral territory, accompanied by normal levels of chatter over the past day. Dogecoin stayed around 15 cents, gaining roughly 1.8%, and 6.6 million worth of liquidations were titled to short-term or short side. On stock widths, retail sentiment, Dogecoin remains in the extremely bullish zone with extremely high levels of chatter over the past day. Cardano traded at 40 cents, advancing approximately 1.5, liquidating about 1.38 mil won. Cardano's retail sentiment towards ADA remained positive with high chatter. On stock widths, retail sentiment around Cardano remained in the bullish zone with chatter levels in high over the past day. Binance Tron slightly increased towards 29 cents, down from negligible liquidations of about 17,000, suggests small speculative interest compared with other major altcoins. Retail sentiment for Tron remained in the bullish zone and chatter levels remained normal over the past day. So let's go back over to X. Supply shock is coming. XRP price breaks $2.12 as shrinking exchange supply leads to price squeeze. So if the supply is shrinking, right, and these guys are selling these ETFs, more ETF volume means less supply, which equivalents to more money coming into the market. So let me know what you guys think about that as well. XRP breaks to $2.17 as shrinking exchanges supply leads to price squeeze. Exchanges balance are multi-year lows, signaling potential supply tightening as that could amplify future rallies. XRP surge passed to $2.12, breaking key resistance levels with above average trading volume. Institutional demand remains strong with US listed spot XRP ETFs seeing 13.5 million in new inflows this week. Exchange balances are multi-year lows, signaling potential supply tightening as this could amplify future rallies. So as the supply goes down, the demand goes up, which actually pushes the price. XRP pushed above the $2.12 as buyers forced a breakthrough a stubborn resistance area on the above average volume, with the move landing at a time when exchanges balances are sitting near multi-year lows and the US listed spot ETFs continue to absorb supply. A mixture of traders often read as supportive for follow through if he breaks hold. If breakouts hold, sure. New background, institutional demand for regulated XRP exposure has stayed constructive, with U.S. listed spot XRP ETFs added 13.59 million in fresh inflows earlier this week. That flow profile has mattered because it's been steady rather than highlight driven, helping absorb supply during periods when the spot price action has been choppy. At the same time, exchange balances continue to trend lower, a dramatic trader often framed as supply tightening signals, not a guarantee of upside, but the condition that can be amplified rallies, which demand picks up. XRP market cap rose about 121.7 billion on the session, underscoring the scale of participation beyond the move. On the network side, activity has been improving with the XRP ledger transaction counts climbing back towards 1 million daily mark. This trend that trends to reinforce the narrative that demand isn't purely speculative. Even price action remains the key driver in the short term. Technical analysis, XRP rose 2.04% to 212, breaking through the $2.10, $2.12 ceiling that's been capped recently rebound attempt. The breakout came with volume running 47.6% above the 7-day average. The key confirmation signals because resistance breaks that happens on light participation often fails quickly. After initial push, XRP shifted to tight consolidation bands between $2.12 to $2.15 and repeated test the 2012 holding short-term support. That's the level traders will likely test as the line in the sand for whether the move is building a base or turning into a quick rejection. Structure is constructive, price is consolidating above former resistance. Rather than immediately falling back into the prior range, still the next upside leg likely needs fresh participation. Volume tapered after the surge, suggesting the market is waiting for either a broader risk-on push or another catalyst. The key overhead area now sits at 215 to 216. The next supply pocket inside the broader $2 to 216 range. A clean push to that zone typically brings $2.20 into play, while failure loses to $2.12 risk side towards leverage. Price action summary. XRP gained 2% to $2, outperforming the broader market by 180 BPS. Volume ran 47.6% above the weekly norm, supporting the breakout. Price consolidation in $2.12 and $2.15 band after initial push. The breakout held above former resistance, keeping the upside structure. What traders should know: the trade is increasing about structure plus supply conditions. If $2.12 hold, XRP is building a post-breakout base. The next test is $2.16. A clean break shift to $2.20 to $2.28, where sellers have previously shown up. So basically, if it gets over $2 and 28 cents, people will start selling, and we are at $2.32. So it definitely held, and it's definitely continuing to push. If the 212 fails, the breakout risk reverting to the prior range. The downside pullback targets is near $2.06. Then the range floor. While the move matters, ETF inflows, shrinking exchange supply can make rallies sharper when they start. that doesn't remove overhead supply, but raises odds of resistance breaking, can extend faster, and traders expect once stop triggers and momentum players step in. XRP has done the hard part by clearing the $2.12 with volume. The next signal is whether it can hold the $2.12s on retest. That's what separates continual from another poke and fade. And it looks like we did break that and we are holding. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Somebody, anybody, everybody. XRP ETFs are showing clear divergence from the broader market. While Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs see profit taking and hedging, XRP has recorded 32 consecutive days of net inflows with zero outflows. Institutions aren't just rotating, they're building positions. So that's what I'm saying. They are killing Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs and they're holding, right? The ETFs are where people can invest in XRP without dealing with the crypto market. But the flip side is they're pulling supply from the crypto market, which is pushing up the crypto market. I'm not sure if that's what they intended, but hey, if you like it, I love it. Let's go. Don't forget to sign up for the BTM Crypto News Network to stay current on news and events in the crypto market. And also, we'll probably do a Zubik video later today, maybe a Caspa if we get time. So let me know. Funny how I always hear people say, man, if it could have bought Bitcoin under $100, I would be wealthy right now. And I'm always thinking, yeah, but you would have most likely sold at $1,000. Probably so. We have a rare opportunity with XRP, not only where history will repeat itself, but on a greater level. Store of value versus real world utility. IMO, getting XRP under $10 will be the equivalent of getting Bitcoin under $100. That's a 10% difference. Many had price predictions for Bitcoin at 100K back in it was $10, heading to $100. Here we are with XRP over $1 heading to $10 based on a statement by Ripple's David Schwartz. Cannot be cheap and was created at the minimal 10,000, which is what everybody's been talking about, right? The 10,000 mark has been up and down and sideways. But like he's saying, it can't be too low because then the price wouldn't be feasible to move millions of dollars in transactions. But as you see here, it's only a matter of time, guys. It's only a matter of time. When you look at the Bitcoin XRP original price predictions, they both are set to eventually go above and beyond what people originally thought. With Bitcoin store value, the shining thing that people see value based on others that same value holding as well. XRP created to be better than Bitcoin in every way, not just the same. So this is XRP is going to pump so high in 2026. Let's wait and see. Breaking news, XRP is going to back up $100 in 2026. XRP is going to be the biggest cryptocurrency in 2026. When XRP hits 10K, I wish that would be awesome. But let me know what you guys think. Let's play this video real quick. Let me start this over and I'll be right back.
XRP back up, and we've only seen crypto react to the news and situation out of Venezuela. Here in a couple of hours, we have the futures market opening back up. Going to be very interesting to see what happens with oil. But so far, the crypto market reaction, very positive. It is my prediction that we're going to see oil continue sideways or even come back down in anticipation of more oil and production coming online after America is securing the oil in Venezuela. But you guys let me know in the comments down below. We're going to be watching this one closely. Futures open up in just a couple hours. So far, crypto looking good. We'll be keeping you guys up to date. Make sure you guys stay tuned by following us here. And everything else is at my website, zachrector.com. God bless. XRP back up, and we've only seen crypto react to.
As you mentioned, right, we've only seen part of what's going on. There's still a lot happening. Rumor. Apple may announce 1.5 billion XRP purchase Monday. Massive if true. And I don't know, I haven't seen that. Has anybody seen anything about Apple buying XRP, which would kind of be like the same thing and Michael Saylor getting into Bitcoin? Let me know what you guys think. Is it possible? Will it work? Will it not work? Let me know. Former Swift CEO suggests XRP could be welcome once regulators evolve. Traditional finance may be moving towards crypto integration. What does that mean for the XRP futures? Pop this video and I'll be right back.
What if I told you that the oldest system in the world may soon replace itself with XRP? This isn't a rumor. Former Swift boss said that XRP could be welcomed once regulations are set, and that changes everything. Let's cut through the noise. For decades, literally decades, Swift has been the backbone for global money transfers. Big banks trust it, governments depend on it, and trillions of dollars flow through it every single day. But here's the twist. Former Swift CEO just publicly said that XRP could be welcomed once regulations are clear. This is huge. It's basically the person who once led the system saying, yes, XRP will fit in right here. Now, hear me out. Banks and institutions are stuck in old school settlement rails. Low settlement, high fees, clunky compliance. XRP was literally built to fix these problems. Fast, cheap, transparent cross-border payments. And this isn't just talk. Ripple CEO publicly stated XRP could capture a meaningful share of Swift's volume. We're talking trillions of dollars. But here's the pivot. It's not about XRP beating Swift today. It's about it becoming so regulatory friendly and efficient that Swift itself has no choice but to embrace it. Like a dinosaur, inviting the future instead of fighting it. Think that XRP just needs charts to pump? Think again. It needs clarity. It needs regulation. And once that happens, we'll see a paradigm shift where the old guard relies on crypto, not competes with it. Old money just acknowledged that the future might already be here. And that's the narrative that markets love. Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you're ready for XRP's moment. Make sure you're with me on the IG to stay up to date with literally everything XRP.
As you said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And stay current with XRP news on the BTM Crypto Network. Crypto Clay, BTM Silver Gaze. What up, Yasin? Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit your main man up with a super chat, guys. Just trying to keep the lights on. If you're holding or haven't sold any XRP, hit the like button. And this is XRP to $100. I don't know why everybody keeps talking about $100, but hey, I'm with it, right? If you like it, I love it. XRP is at $11. XCM is up 64%. I picked up some XCM earlier. It was up like 20 something percent. So already almost triple. Was that triple? Almost doubled what I put in earlier. So let me know what you guys think. I wish I would have got more, but we will see. Wait a minute, why is this not? Oh, no, I should have got more earlier. But let me know what you guys think about XCN as well. Put a couple more dollars on that. Thanks, Yasin. Let's go, brother. Thanks for that super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for joining. And this is XRP Oh, wow. That's weird. So the article got removed? That's crazy. Um, Overview. XRP reaching $100 could push the market value into the multi-trillion-dollar range and reshape global crypto rankings. Sustained liquidity and deep trading on regulated exchanges could decide whether a $100 XRP could hold. Custody service and institutional investment products could play a critical role in attracting large scale, which would be crazy, guys. If this thing has 100, it's going to be a massive sell-off. I seen XCN go crazy at the beginning of the year. I would get more if I were you. Definitely moving stuff around. Picked up some more just a couple minutes ago. Non-financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. If XRP reaches $100, the impact goes further beyond simple price milestone. With circulating supply about 60.6 billion XRP, $100 price would put the market capitalization at about 6.07 trillion, which calculated using the total supply of nearly 99.9 billion XRP at the fully diluted evaluation could reach 9.9 trillion. I don't know about you guys, but that's a lot of freaking money, man. These numbers would place XRP among the largest financial asset in the world, rivaling major national economies and far exceeding the evaluation of the global corporations. Such a scale would immediately change how investors and regulators and institutions view the asset. You best believe it's $100 a pop, bro. Things are going to get crazy out here. What liquidity would need to look like? A $100 XRP demand massive liquidity. Current daily trading volumes remain far smaller than a multi-trillion-dollar asset requires for stability. To hold the price, exchanges would need to consistent deep buying and selling across global markets. Without depth and small waves of selling could push the price down sharply. XRP liquidity would decide whether $100 acts as a stable level or a short-lived spike driven by hype or thin order books. I can tell you now, if it hits $100, it's going to be a massive sell-off, guys. A lot of people are going to take profits, or a lot of people are going to cash out. That might push it back down, but at some point, it might run back up. XRP supply structure plays a central role in discussions of its price. A large portion of XRP remains locked in escrow and is released into the market on a scheduled basis. At $100 per release, each month escrow release would represent billions of dollars of potential supply. Investors will closely track the release because even modest increases in circulating supply could place heavy pressure on the price. Concentrating XRP holders among limited numbers of large wallets would also matter more. Such decisions by a few holders could influence the entire market. And yeah, we know that because there's a lot of people holding it, right? So if it does hit, like I said, if it hits 100, there's going to be some massive sell-offs. So it's going to be some correction. It's going to come down, right? Because people are going to take the profit and run. Like people cashed out of Bitcoin at 1,000 bucks. Regulation continues to shape XRP's long-term outlook. Recent legal developments, including a reported settlement with the U.S. regulators that resulted in a reduced penalty, improves market sentiment, and reduce uncertainty. Clear regulation, a regulatory status allows banks, funds, and payments firms to participate without fear of sudden enforcement action. Sustained towards $100 requires strong regulatory clarity, not only in the U.S., but also in major global financial centers. Institutions rarely commit large capital without legal certainty. And that's what I was telling you guys. Once these clarity and all this other stuff pops, that's when the market will start to create the adoption and start to stabilize. Large investors drive prices at trillion-dollar scales. Custody services, regulated exchanges, and institutional investment projects such as spot-linked funds provide the infrastructure needed for participation. Recent periods have shown growing institutional interest and reporting inflows, which helps improve sentiment around XRP. Just to justify $100 valuation, institutional capital would need to grow dynamically and remain consistent over time. Short burst of interest would not support such a high price. And we know that, right? It's got to get there and stay there. It's not going to come back down. It's going to stay there for a long time. XRP price of 60, XRP eyes. XRP price eyes 65% rally among 41.16 million weekly ETF inflows. It's starting, guys. XRP's finally waking up. 3 bullish XRP charts to watch as price gains 18% in 2026. Can't keep a good crypto down. 7-year base is done. Momentum confirmed. XRP doesn't ask for permission. XRP Ripple is ready to rip. 7-year double bottom has broken out at X. The neckline was successfully retested. All-time high cleared. The first target is $34 with a 200 fib extension and double bottoms. XRP has clung to life again. $22.21, the first target, and we have smashed that target. So this is US's biggest announcement ever for XRP holders. Let's see what we got a couple videos here. Let's see what Levi is saying.
Close. Wow. Trump just admitted what every single XRP holder has been dreaming about for a very long time. You guys need to listen close. In case you didn't know, the #1 driver of inflation is oil, and Venezuela holds 303 billion barrels of oil reserves, and the United States has the refineries in order to bring this to market. What this means is the USA can single-handedly lower inflation to the level that they want it to be, and they can start printing stimulus, which makes sure there's more liquidity in the markets. And all of those things amount to one thing: XRP price being able to go up over the long term. And I know for a fact most of you guys are not ready for this. Make sure you save this post and you follow so that you can stay tuned throughout this journey. Wow, Trump just admitted what
So shout out to Levi on that as well. And this is the last one. We're going to look at Paul Barron, and then go over to some X videos. If you think you've seen growth, wait until XRP and XLM hit scale. Cross-border payments explode from 194 trillion to 320 trillion by 2032. The real alpha B2B alone maps to a 50 trillion chunk. Legacy rails can't scale, but XRP and XLM can. Fast, final, and liquid. That's a lot, too much going on here today. XRP highlight. Even talk. Sorry. even talk of a 10K price support is grabbing attention. Imagine the demand when the real wave hits. In recent discussions, analysts broke down a non-retail assumptions focused on bank adoption, ETF mania, and key drivers. One line stood out. No, not a prediction, a scenario-based institutional math, liquidity, and cross-border adoption, not retail hype. Let's see what Paul had to say.
Price where Ethereum is right now versus where XRP is today. And you're talking about the number 2 and 3 asset. Ripple's plans for becoming, that favorite position for banks continues to accelerate. And if you look at some of the things that people are kind of posing right here, I want to show you this article. This one was kind of caught me off guard a little bit, but it's interesting because there's two things that it's breaking down. One, of course, is the issue of, I won't say price prediction, but the idea of price support. And the concept behind this is, could XRP actually reach a 10K price figure? And it's the math is different. The guy is analyzing this more from a standpoint of what happens if we see an absolute move on XRP that's based around not the normal assumptions. So he talks a little bit, right here, according to him, XRP should not be evaluated using the same assumptions as retail-driven cryptocurrencies. So the point behind this is all of the scenarios that are playing out, whether it is big bank adoption, what we're going to see in the ETF craze that most likely will take off, and then we start to look at just the cross-border side of it. Let's not even forget about or even mention the DeFi play that's most likely going to drive a lot more interest on this.
Right.
When you think about this, because is there any other digital asset that has all of these things going for it at the same time? Right.
Crazy. I hate when they stop mid-video like that. Let's go back to the chat and then we will get more. I would get more if I were you. Shout out to Yazim, XRP to the moon. Sage fingers, sausage fingers. Guess that's sausage. Yazim, Crypto Clay. What's up, brother? Silver Days. XRP, Silver Days. Let's go. Show me the money. So this is Austin real quick, and then we'll click to the next video.
Investors, how are you doing? So real quick video here for you. I'm not able to be at my desk and show you all the charts and everything, but it is just flipped. We are now entering into new green candle territory for XRP right now. XRP, as of recording this video here about 10 or 11 o'clock on Dallas time, Monday morning, is about $2.14, up about 2%. So what I want to talk to you about is the fact that FOMO, fear of missing out, is about to kick in. It's already kicking in a little bit. Sentiment has changed. What is sentiment? It's how people feel about XRP, how they feel about the crypto market in general. The tide is turning. I've been talking about this and alluding to this in other videos, but again, I really want to stress to you that it is flipping. So there's a lot of things going on as it relates to the Bitcoin charts, the altcoin charting. So if you kind of look at each of those, on the Bitcoin side, yes, I know this is an XRP video, but we're going to talk about how this directly correlates to XRP. Liquidity is starting to ease up, coming back into Bitcoin. It is just recently in the last couple of days thrown its 5th golden cross in about the last 10 plus years. Every single time we've gotten a golden cross from Bitcoin, it is pumped, not bunched, pumped, pumped dramatically, and pulled the rest of the altcoin market with it. So there's a lot going on kind of at that Bitcoin level. Bitcoin is 58.5% of the entire crypto market capitalization is Bitcoin, which is why I do look at it. It is relevant. XRP doesn't follow it directly all the time, but there is a correlation. So now let's talk about the altcoin market. Altcoins were down 41% in the year 2025, just last year. Thank God that's behind us, right? XRP was down 12% from the beginning of 25 to the end of 25, 12%. The altcoin market was down 41+%. Okay, the altcoin market is now, if you look at it as a whole, and you look at the charting around that, it is bouncing. It has bounced off of its trend line. Last 4 times it's done this, kind of in the previous 5, 6, 7+ years. We've seen major bounces. So it's bouncing off of its bottom kind of support level, its trend line, and starting to move back up. I shared a tweet on this the other day. You can go look at that if you want to over on my X. There'll be a link in the description below if you want to go follow me on X, because I do put out different content over there, charts, things of this nature. So go follow me on X. So what does this mean? Let's bring this back to XRP, kind of land this plane back in the XRP arena. It means that FOMO is about to start kicking in. Okay, what is FOMO? Fear of missing out. It means retail liquidity capital starts to flow back in. People start to wake up and go, oh man, it's running. I got to get in. I got to get in. You and I both know you should already be in. Okay, you should have already bought your XRP. There's nothing wrong with buying XRP right now if you're planning on holding it for 6 months, a year plus, or whatever it may be, and locking in and making some significant profits. But a lot of you guys own XRP at much lower price points. So I'm simply saying all the charts, all the technical analysis, a lot of the the more macro analytics associated with Bitcoin, associated with altcoins in general, are all turning green, and we're about to start seeing FOMO. We're about to start seeing a massive liquidity injection coming in to all the major altcoins: Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano, so forth. Okay, we're here to talk about XRP. XRP with its utility and what it does associated with the Ripple, with Ripple and the money transfer, the new financial rails, all that. This stuff is lining up. Oh, by the way, there was some breaking news that came out the other day. It looks like we've got about 12 days to go before we could have the Clarity Act signed by Congress, signed off, and then it goes to Trump's desk. That is going to unlock a tremendous amount of cash, liquidity, capital that's going to start coming into crypto. By the way, we've already seen the XRP ETFs do, I think the last number I saw was doing over 1.5 billion asset under management. That's how much money's flowed into the XRP ETFs. Solana ETFs have been doing well as well. And the ETFs are going to be kind of the first footprint, if you will, where you're going to see a lot of institutional money start to flow into them. We're already seeing that, just like we've seen it with Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum ETFs, because a lot of organizations out there, like pension funds, things of that nature, they are, because of their bylaws, they're not necessarily allowed to hold those assets direct. They can't necessarily go buy XRP, or they can't go buy Bitcoin. So what do? They can buy these ETFs and have indirect exposure to crypto assets like Bitcoin, XRP, so forth. So that's interesting. Okay, lots of things are at play here. Okay, Clarity Act, all the analytics, all the technical analysis, showing what Bitcoin's doing, showing what the entire altcoin market segment is doing and how it's bouncing and starting to move up. FOMO is around the corner, and that's a positive thing. Okay, so I'm just making you aware of it. This is all good stuff. Before I let you go, remember, there's a link in the description below if you want to go check out my trading indicator X1 algo. There's a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. Listen to me. Don't tune me out. Look, 2026 just started. I'm going to challenge you. Didn't you set a goal for yourself in 26 to make more profits, to make more money in this crypto market? You're here watching an XRP video because obviously you own XRP or you're thinking about buying it. You want to know the best times to buy and sell XRP. That's what my software does. It tells you when to buy and when to sell. It literally give you an alert. A little pop-up will come in on your iPhone, your Android, whatever mobile device you're using. You can use this on desktop computers as well, laptops, and so forth. And it will show you the perfect time to buy and sell any crypto asset, okay? So that you can lock in and make those profits in between to help you accomplish your goals for profitability, for cash, for money in your pocket, to help you achieve your goals for yourself, your family, retirement. You put those kids through college, get a better house, move to a better part of town, whatever your goals may be, right? That's what this is about. Look, I'm literally charging about $1.10 a day. There's a discount code down by the link, and it says X1 Algo. Use that code and it will take it to about $1.10 a day is what that software costs you. Look, that is less than a cup of coffee. This cup of coffee, I think, was $2 at Buc-ee's, by the way, this morning. Okay. Invest in yourself, invest in your family, invest in your goals. Okay. This will help you achieve your goals. By the way, 30-day, no questions asked, money back refund policy. So what does that mean? You can try it really for free for 30 days. You don't like it, ask for and get an instant refund, and you've lost nothing. There's 3 live trainings every week in the members area. 3 live training sessions every single week. So you can get on there, ask questions. My people, my coaches will help you set everything up, will help you be more successful, show you the best cryptos to invest in. All that is there for $1.10 a day. Links in the description below. Go try it. You have 0 risk because of that 30-day, no questions asked, money back refund policy. Okay. And try something different to help you possibly achieve those goals that you've set for yourself and make even more money in 26 trading crypto. By the way, you can use my software for stocks as well. Links are in the description below. Thanks for watching. See you.
So shout out to Austin for that information. Next video, this is the Crypto Sensei. And actually, let me see, where is it? I want to go to this part real quick. Where is it? Here. See, talk to some people here. Okay, let's go back here, see what he has to say.
Me believe that RLUSD could be 5 or even 10 billion this year in 2026. Don't sleep on RLUSD. It became a top 5 stablecoin in under a year, and I think it's going to keep growing. All right, a few other things here. I wanted to play this clip. XRP is no longer a narrative; it's infrastructure. I love to hear that, baby. Let's get it.
For example, let's pick the 2 that I don't remember whether it was Tillman or Andrew mentioned. So 2 of the coins that are on there are XRP and Solana. XRP and Solana and a bunch of others are vying to be the base layer to support new transaction modalities. Now, boy, does that sound geeky. But the fact is that the way exchanges work and the way money moves when it is right now, everything is centralized exchanges, everything is done via proprietary systems. Both XRP more in payments and Solana more in trading are vying to be part of a newer globalized infrastructure. If those things take form, so if Solana broadens beyond memes to trading of everything, then it's going to be worth a shit ton more than it is today.
Yeah.
The total addressable market for providing that as a base layer is significant. The same thing with XRP with regard to payments and Swift. And if XRP underlies the stable coins that are become, if basically not just RLUSD, but if Chase coin and JP Morgan coin all use the XRP ledger, then it will have value. If it doesn't, it won't. And so it really becomes a question of that word that I think it was Andrew that used, which is utility. If they have utility, they will be worth more. Elsewise on the screen, and of course you could mention Ether in the same thing in terms of tokenization. And so, that's
all right. And then, of course, former CFTC chairman Caroline Pham says, "How's it going as XRP flips BNB?" Boom! I love it. I love it. One day we're gonna interview Caroline Pham. I'm gonna try. All right. Mike Novogratz says only a few will survive when the market is full of noise. Cardano and XRP are still standing for one reason. Okay.
And so the questions will be: can Ripple hold it together? Can Cardano hold it together? Like who became money and who were businesses that are gonna now be valued at? Well, how much do you make me? Can you keep the community together when there's so many other options?
Right.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Right. Like Charles Hoskinson, bless his soul, he's kept the Cardano community with a blockchain that, people don't really use a lot, or, I'm going to get the tomatoes thrown at me for saying that, but he's had a strong community just like XRP. Yeah. Can you keep it together when there are more and more options?
The XRP community has never been stronger. There's new people coming in. There's new people learning. There's new people partaking and being a part of this great community. And I don't see it changing anytime soon. Ripple is playing 4D chess while Mike Novogratz sits back in his lounger chair and talks smack. I'm going to look forward to the day where I can look Mike Novogratz in the eye and say, "Look how wrong you were. How does it feel?" For years, you badmouth Ripple, XRP, and the community, and you were wrong the whole time. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to do that, and I'll record it for you. All right, Coinbase Clarity Act will pass. Oh, excuse me, Coinbase. The Clarity Act will pass.
Genius Act was not simple. it was transformative, but it dealt with structurally simpler things than market structure bills deal with. So I completely understand why this is taking longer. I completely understand why it's creating more fighting, internal fighting around people's view of how this market structure should exist. So it's the kind of bill that, quite frankly, is more foundational for the growth of crypto or any real asset class. And so it should take a bit more time. That being said, I am very confident it will come through. And the reason I'm very confident is the rest of the world is moving forward. We have MiCA in Europe. We have pretty strong regulatory clarity in places like the UAE, and increasingly Eurozone states are taking up interpretations of MiCA that are transparent, clear, and are creating a good foundation for blockchain and crypto companies to begin working.
See, that's what happens, right? The biggest markets, Europe, United States, they go out and they set regulation. And then other countries and jurisdictions, they follow that regulation because they do business with those countries, and they need to make sure that their regulation is on the same standard, same wavelength, so money can flow across borders. Once the US passes the Clarity Act, you're going to see a lot more countries that have not yet passed regulation follow that exact template, and we'll have global regulation for crypto. Whether it's MiCA or the US, we're going to have it. Love that. It's going to be exciting next few years, guys. All right. I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much. I'm Crypto Sensei. Aloha.
So shout out to the crypto sensei. Trying to see how many minutes is this? Is 11 minutes. This is 13 minutes. I guess we'll go with the digital asset investor and call it a day. So let me know what you guys think about the content. You like it, you love it. Either way it go, we're gonna keep pushing. And this will be the last video.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey, everybody. This is the digital asset investor, and there is a lot going on. Apparently, ZachXBT has flagged a ledger data breach globally, impacting customer names and contact info. So this is what happened with Coinbase a long time ago. I think it may have happened in 2024 too. The reason you get those scammer texts that all the time is because customer data from Coinbase was breached. I believe it was many years ago, like 5 to 7 years ago, it was breached one time. Ever since then, we've all been getting those texts. So you can expect to start receiving texts from people claiming to be Ledger. That's where this is going to go next, because that's why they steal this information. Also, we've got this. Phil Kwok, 2026 is our year. So remember, keep your precious XRP safe. New year, old scams, don't fall for them. Super high yields, zero risk, not a scam. And I retweeted this and said, keeping your XRP safe should be your #1 concern. Don't get distracted. Regulated XRP products post-legislation is what I'm waiting for. And I'm not expecting some crazy yield on XRP. I'm expecting a, say, 3 to 4.5%, probably 3 to 4%. And I'll be happy to get it if it's something where the companies providing it have done their due diligence. That's what I'm looking for. Also, wrench attacks on crypto holders are rising. And as these prices increase, we're starting to see it. It gets more dangerous out there, folks. And this is why I don't use self-custody anymore. It's one of the reasons I don't use self-custody anymore. A wrench attack is when criminals use physical threats or force to steal crypto, reduce risk by staying private, avoiding wallet bragging, using multi-sig or custody solutions. This is one of the many reasons I use iTrust Capital, my partner. You're getting free institutional custody, and they have a closed loop system. So there's nobody could get your crypto in any short period of time. They can't get your crypto, period, if you've got it here, because they've got a closed loop system. Crypto and US dollars can go in, but only US dollars can come out. And all these bad guys want the crypto to come out. That's how every hack you ever read about is how they stole crypto. You never hear about them, oh, they stole it from your bank account. Doesn't happen. So you can go to itrustcapital.com/XRP Army, and you can also get a $100 funding bonus, and you can also open an IRA to buy XRP, or you can roll over an old 401k in part or in full. I have both types of accounts on there. We've got XRP's been spiking. If you look, XRP is up more than all CNBC will tell you about is, and I'll show you here in a minute. All they'll tell you about is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. But XRP, as usual, outperforms all of them. But they're not going to tell you that. Now, a lot of people, this happens every year, and they make the same mistake every year. Oh, if XRP price goes up, then I'll go to XRP Las Vegas. Well, guess what's happening, folks? XRP prices are starting to move. I believe they're going to move a lot more. Don't get caught up in all that. This will be the biggest XRP Las Vegas ever. It was huge last year. It was bigger than the year before, and the year before was bigger than the year before. It's going to be at Paris Casino this year from April 30th to May 1. You can go to xrplasvegas.com. You click right here. You can get tickets to that, and you can get hotel reservations through the Paris Casino through that. Look at Chad Steingraber. Crypto market just cleared 3 trillion again. We're going to 50 trillion in 2026 and beyond. I don't know if we'll hit 50 in 2026, but I do know that's the direction we're headed. I do believe we'll add trillions this year. It's going to be fun. I got my first text. As I've told you before, my friends only text me when prices are going up. And I always tell them, they ask me, oh, should I buy XRP? And I say, well, you should have bought XRP when the prices were down and everybody thought it was the end of the world. But such is human nature. And I said, hey, Squawk Box, I was pointing out to them that XRP has outperformed in the last, this is the last 7 days, I believe. XRP's outperformed all of the others in the top 7 or so. As usual, I said, have your handlers removed the XRP media blackout yet? Will your audience finally be told the truth in 2026? XRP. Then you got this, Bank of America. Folks, the table is set. You can see it. Bank of America officially begins recommending that clients invest up to 4% of their portfolio in Bitcoin and crypto. Then you got this, Japanese Minister of Finance says she supports integrating crypto into the finance system. Then you got this, PricewaterhouseCoopers shifts strategy to embrace crypto after years of caution, citing Trump administration's regulatory changes and stablecoin legislation as key drivers. That's per the Financial Times. Reset's going to happen. This is what Lynette Zhang thinks.
What I can tell you is that everything resets. So what typically happens is that there will be, well, globally on average, and I can't tell you how many times this is going to happen here, but globally on average, we will have an overnight revaluation 3 times. It might be fewer than that. It might be more than that. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that everything resets. But typically, the spot gold market will hold up before it resets roughly on average 9 months. But everything, if you're sitting with fiat money in the bank, and I don't know what that revaluation is going to be, most often it's 1,000 to 1, meaning if you have $1,000 in the bank, you wake up the next morning, you have 1, right? But spot gold and silver will stay up for roughly about 9 months because yes, silver does follow gold. So we have that.
Now, let me tell you where she's right and where she's wrong. I've been watching the gold and silver bug for years, and I'm a big believer in gold, okay? But here's the thing. Trying to determine, and I've seen this for decades, trying to determine when the dollar is finally collapsed, that is a fool's errand, folks. And I can tell you from having lived through several market pullbacks in my life and market crashes and all that. when the market crashes, I mean, it's a real fool's errand to try to say, oh, the U.S. dollar is going to collapse. That is a major fool's errand. And I can tell you, when the markets collapse, cash is king. This idea that your dollars are going to go to $1 from $1,000, that's a that's a highly risky bet, because when everything crashes, having cash is everything. And so to try to predict that the dollar is going to collapse, it's that's like I was watching Landman last night, and they're talking about the percentage chance of them hitting natural gas in some drilling when they were going to drill offshore, and they said it's a 10% chance. If you hit, it's huge, but it's only a 10% chance. This is one of those things that's like a 1% chance that the dollar collapses or less. And so the better bet, in my opinion, and I'm not a financial advisor, the better bet is to, when there's geopolitical tensions going on, make sure that you have a lot of cash, because cash is king. That's how you're able to go and buy deals. This is what people like Warren Buffett have done for decades. I'm not saying that gold long term is not something to always hold. I think it is. But anyway, you've got my thoughts on that. Now remember, Rick Edelman is he's a part of the Bitcoin PR machine. So while he he's smart. While he talks, when he says Bitcoin, you think XRP.
Or why crypto belongs in a portfolio. Where do we stand?
Well, advisors believe in diversification. We understand modern portfolio theory. We recognize that investing is as much about risk as return, and we're looking for ways to add non-correlated assets to the portfolio to achieve those goals. Crypto has proven itself with a 15-year track record that it does exactly that. Portfolios that have Bitcoin are lower in risk and higher in return than portfolios that aren't. So the real question for advisors is, should I allocate, for which clients, to what extent, and using which Bitcoin and crypto products? And the only way advisors can answer those questions is to learn about this. And that's where it all starts with education.
All right. So should they allocate? Yes. Which products, which ones are most popular seem to be the ones that are definitely in a portfolio. I mean,
now, before he answers, let me tell you, who's been having ETF outflows while we've had this market pull back, Bitcoin and Ethereum? Who's been having inflows, XRP and Solana?
we always talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum. Is that something people should hold?
And easily arguable, because between Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're talking about 90% of the overall crypto marketplace.
That's only because Bitcoin has had fake regulatory clarity for a decade. They've had a regulatory monopoly, and there was a regulatory monopoly attempt through Ethereum. So it had partial regulatory clarity through all the shenanigans of ETHgate. And he knows it.
Sure, do Bitcoin and Ethereum, call it a day. And the new ETFs that have been
do XRP and call it a day.
Around almost 2 years now, make it incredibly easy, transparent, inexpensive, highly liquid, easy to rebalance. So yeah, for a lot of advisors, they'll provide the Bitcoin ETF, maybe add the Ethereum ETF, call it a day.
Do you find it?
What a crock of you know what. Okay, we're going to go into DAIXRP.com. That's the Patreon. If you'd rather join through YouTube, click join below any of these videos. If you'd rather join through X, hit subscribe on X. We do the full video plus the extended video. And today I'm going to show you something that shows you that the Venezuela situation this is why oil prices are crashing.
So as always, guys, I don't want to hold you all night. Plus, I'm trying to do another video for Zebek. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Thanks for joining. I hope you got a lot out of the video for the XRP and the XRP information. As always, let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. It's your main man, BTM, signing out. Miner out. And see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.